average freelance musician here in Nash, do you think something like an accountant is worth it? Do you think just do that stuff on your own?
I think it depends on how you're wired. Like if that stuff freaks
fair.
you out and gives you panic attacks, and
Yeah.
this would be the equivalent of me needing to do studio engineering. I really hate it. I can't do it. I love your setup here. You clearly love this stuff, right? Yeah. It gives me anxiety. I really don't like it. So that's when you outsource. But the ins and out, but the minutia of numbers and stuff, not so much. And by the way, just so you guys know, I was bad at math phobic.
Really?
Oh yes.
Barely you said about yourself, I agreed with.
Barely squeaked by with math. So so if you're not a math person, I'm with you. All right. It's a mindset. It's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, look, if this is going to get in the way of creating the art that you need, absolutely ask for help. Just like what I said with complementary workers. Like if you have to find where the value is in this of asking for help. I used to do all my own taxes, and they got complicated, and I stopped, and I hired for somebody else. And there's more that my X number of hours that it took me is more valuable than the dollars I'll spend on the account. It's just like any other value proposition. So to answer your question, I think it depends on what's going on with how much money you are making as an artist. Because for the longest time, you can absolutely just stay a Schedule C, right, which is self-employment on your taxes, and you just be a Schedule C, which is just like. And honestly, I would say make a DBA, which is called doing business as. Okay. Easy. Just look up how to make a DBA. And if your name is Steve Smith and you want to be Steve Smith Music, but you don't want your own, you don't want to have a separate entity, just do a DBA, and then you can sign checks as Steve Smith Music. You can blah, blah, blah. You can get checks that way. And it's kind of a catch-all as you're getting started as an entrepreneur in music stuff. Sure. Or any company.
Yeah.
So if I was making water bottles and I didn't want to make it official yet, I would say, okay, Mike McKee, DBA, Mike's Water Bottles. So if I get a check for Mike's Water Bottles, if I go to the bank without the DBA, I can't really cash that check. It's tricky. But if they see doing business as, then that's a first step into getting all buttoned up.
Yeah. I didn't know about that stuff.
Yeah. Also, you don't need to. Here's another piece too: is you don't need to put the cart before the horse as far as getting nitty-gritty with business development and like all your ducks in a row. So, for example, if I have an idea, if I want to be an artist and start, I don't need to go hire an attorney. I don't need to do that kind of stuff. I would recommend getting the DBA, getting a business checking account that's separate, and just keeping track of that.
What's the purpose of that? I know the answer, but the purpose of getting a separate account.
Keep it clean.
Yeah.
Because if you bring in $1,000 as a musician and it goes into your, where's that $1,000 going to go? It's going to go to rent, groceries, yada yada. Right. But if you're just starting out, you want to siphon some money around. You can play around. You can siphon things around. Nothing wrong with that. But having a separate business account is very important. Yeah,
organized with it, and tax purposes too.
Yeah, well, the thing is with the taxes, when you start off, you're still going to be Schedule C, which is self-employment, okay? Mm-hmm. And that means it's all under your name. There's a value to that. You know what it is? It's called write-offs. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Right. When you start a company, let's say, again, just making a music thing. Let's say I'm going to be an artist, right? For the first chunk of time, you can absolutely take a loss, okay? And what you would do is set yourself up your DBA, or even get an EIN, an employee tax ID number, right? And that way you've set up this business, and it costs you $500 to get your guitar. It costs you X number of dollars, and you keep track of all that. And again, having separate accounts makes it so this is clean. Right. All right, I made $10,000 in music this year, but I spent $15,000 to get there. As long as you've written all those things down and you have your receipts, everything like that, you can take a $5,000 loss that year, which means you'll get some money back. Okay. Is that sustainable forever and ever? No. But for the first while, you can absolutely do that. And as you're moving along, continue to write things off. And every meal you have that talks about music, every mile you drive to get to a session, to do whatever, like there's lots of things you can write off to lower that income that you make to increase your loss.
Yeah. There's an app called Stride. that you can track your mileage with, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yep. And you just turn it on, and
I used it on the way here.
oh, you did? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Stride
no,
is
seriously.
great. Yeah. So
No,
get
this is-
Stride.
This is the write off for me.
Yeah,
Getting
absolutely.
here absolutely was.
And I think you can report income and stuff on Stride as well.
Depending on how deep you want to get into
yes,
it. Yeah, but there are some very useful apps for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.